What other questions are there, really? If you want to understand the universe, embrace the universe, the door to the universe is you.
And that was the mayor responding to my question also about the live interview that the mayor gave with KITV4 in the 6 p.m. hour at 6:03 p.m. on Tuesday the 8th. People had already fled into the water to escape the flames a half hour earlier at 5:30. The mayor acknowledging the gap in receiving real-time information. Now back here at Keawe Street where I am standing, this is what I asked the police chief about. You heard him say we directed people away from danger, but the question is, did they direct people into a traffic bottleneck?
We should understand about the historic nature of Lahaina. I find the rest of the media talks about the tourist destination, but there's a reason for that, is because it is so historic.
Yeah, Lahaina is one of those places, some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It's on the leeward side of the mountain, so it's very warm. It was also a place of lots of water. So this is one of the things also maybe we had a chance to talk about later. Historically, it was the capital in ancient times, from ancient times immemorial, really of the island of Maui, where the seat of government would be held. Many of the highest-ranking so-called chiefs held court in Lahaina. In fact, right in the middle of Lahaina was a little island in a little fishpond lake area called Moku'ula, where the highest-ranking chiefs and some of the most sacred items and so-called poor gods would be.
Maui tried to escape, but was confronted by another who sought the heart. Heka, a demon of earth and fire. Maui was struck from the sky.
The Crossbow Project. There's no defense like a good offense.
Mission accomplished.
Outstanding, Crossbow.
Just like shooting ducks in a barrel.
Working in secret, our scientists are turning an engineering dream into an effective reality.
Within 6 hours, met our needs with the federal movement. 6 hours.
Silently waiting, always protecting, quickly detecting, effectively destroying. Thor.
World military expenditure passed 2 trillion for the first time. What Ukraine has shown us is that war is always a possibility.
So why does this make sense? Why am I so excited about this program, aside from the fact that lasers and ATVs are awesome? It also makes great business sense. Very smart for business as well, because when you think about it, one little pew pew laser blast is probably about, guesstimating about $1.
Think of it like a welding torch being put on target, but from many hundreds of meters away.
Operationally, it works just like a laser pointer. There's a chamber inside with special materials that release photons.
We have plans for your little ray gun this summer. I need a success here. I don't need any delays jeopardizing that success.
So what do you do?
What do you do?
You do some trading. There's a mineral on that island, Mr. Banks. It's called boobaroo. I don't know anywhere else on the planet where you can find more than a gram of this stuff. And believe me, I've looked, because without boobaroo, I can't make my superconductors.
What by? The Beach Cruiser.
I feel like they already had this, but
Maybe.
Mountain Dew. We've got cups with little handles. Let's do it. This thing's ice cold too, since it's fall and it's 31 degrees outside.
Decided to drop like 20 degrees in the past 24 hours.
Can't spill it in the new car.
That's a weird ass color.
It is. It looks like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's not really as
Smells like pineapple. It does smell like pineapple. I like pineapple. You like pineapple?
I love. Sometimes it's just like drinking the pineapple juice out of the can.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. There's a little bit of pineapple.
I taste the pineapple, but it's more like Mountain Dew underneath.
Yeah, it's just like they added a splash of pineapple in Mountain Dew, basically.
Yeah, basically that's all it is.
He had previously ruled as the white oligarchy's president of Hawaii during the 5 years between the coup and the annexation. The following year after the annexation in 1899, his cousin, James Dole, moved to Hawaii and founded what would become the Hawaii Fruit Company, which would eventually evolve into the well-known Dole Corporation, one of the largest fruit and vegetable companies in the entire world today. In 1922, James Dole purchased 98% of the island of Lanai, the 6th largest island in the archipelago, and he subsequently transformed the island into the largest pineapple plantation in the world. The pineapple was indigenous to South America, but it was imported by the Western business elite to Hawaii because of the island's favorable growing conditions for it. At the end of the 1920s, Dole's company was growing more than 75% of all the pineapples in the world, and he had essentially created a global monopoly on the fruit. And this monopoly extended well across the 20th century into the 1960s, as Hawaii was still at that time producing about 80% of all the pineapples in the world. And the Dole Company dominated that production out of their vast transformation of the island of Lanai into a single giant privately owned plantation. In effect, Lanai became the second of the 8 major Hawaiian islands to fall under virtually complete private ownership, restricting the island's ability to be settled much by anyone. The 98% private ownership of Lanai has passed on through various different owners over the century of history since it was initially bought by James Dole, and was most recently purchased by Larry Ellison, the co-founder of the Oracle Corporation in 2012, for a sum of $300 million. Larry Ellison is now, as of September 2023, the 4th wealthiest person in the entire world, with an estimated net worth of $144 billion. And his 98% ownership of Lanai is far from the only land in Hawaii currently owned by the world's modern billionaire class. Mark Zuckerberg owns more than 1,600 acres of land across the island of Kauai that he purchased for $175 million, while Oprah owns more than 2,000 acres of land across Maui and is that island's largest individual landowner, while other billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Peter Thiel, and Mark Benioff all own large estates across Hawaii as well. But these individual people are far from the only ones who began acquiring land in Hawaii from the natives after it became a part of the United States. By 2015, the scholar Winona LaDuke estimated that roughly 95% of all the land in Hawaii was owned by merely 82 landholders, including more than 50% owned by both the United States federal government and the Hawaii state government, and much of the rest owned by the long-established sugar, pineapple, and ranching companies and large individual landowners who own islands outright, like Larry Ellison and the brothers who own Niihau. By 1920, only a little more than 20 years after the American annexation, the native Hawaiian population of the islands had crashed to its all-time historic low of nearly 24,000 individuals remaining, most of whom lived in remote and difficult-to-access villages scattered across the islands.
Dr. Ellison?
Yeah.
She's been to Lanai many times, loves all things Hawaii, and the people of Hawaii. She's been to Lanai very... I actually called Oprah yesterday. She was literally walking out the door because I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "I'm going down to see what's happening at the shelters."
Oprah's bestie, Gayle King, sharing more details on the TV personality's mission to help.
She said, "I want to go see for myself, see what people need, work with people individually, and give directly to the people." So I know she's doing that, and I know she's doing that in a very big way.
Dr. Ellison said I was only going to leave.
So some quack told you what you...
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Oh, no way! Dude, do you know how many people are asking about you, bro? Oh. Do you know? Look, it just showed up.
Why can't we pull energy out of thin air?
No matter where you go around the world, reducing our impact on the environment and decreasing our dependence on fossil fuels is on everyone's mind. But how do you do it in a way that's going to benefit the most people? That was the question Hitachi asked before initiating the Jump Smart Maui project. This initiative demonstrates how electric vehicles, smart grids, and renewable energy like wind and sun can benefit Maui's residents, and it underlines the positive impact that Hitachi is making on the environment.
It's our future.
So I started looking into it more, and I saw this language: urbanization, high density, walkable, bikeable. And I'm thinking, you know, I thought about this a little before, I've heard about this, but what is this really? And I can see that it's definitely a sort of ideology where you take your housing, you build inboard, you densify your cities. You don't build outside of your cities. That's why you're seeing all these apartments.
So even those who were not directly affected by the flooding are now finding it difficult to get water or to get water to help others. And so they're very, very worried about, you know, coming up with the winter when water freezes.
Wow, so what can people in Hawaii do, plus just in America?
TV4 has confirmed Oprah Winfrey bought 870 acres of land in Pula in the central part of Maui. The media mogul spent $6.6 million from Ulupalakua Ranch. That's on top of 100 acres of land that Oprah already owns in upcountry Maui.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
Well, it's interesting because it starts out with, we need more housing and we need more affordable. This is what's interesting to me. And
that's what this push is about, because they're forcing the cities to develop more.
This is what they're saying, but this program doesn't seem to support that. And I would say anywhere where you have high density urbanization, it's always more expensive than when you're out in the country. I mean, cities are more expensive to live in.
It's just, you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Out of sight and out of touch.
That's pretty humorous, Dave.
By the way, if you guys don't know who this is Fish. He's been sitting next to Cheeseburger in Paradise, selling the most awesome stuffs, right, for years. He's like a legend, and everyone loves Fish, and Fish loves everybody. He's one of the wisest people that I know. Can you tell your story, man? You got time? Are you feeling all right? Or I know it's the middle of the day and it's hot.